What is up, people? Welcome to another podcast by 0 to 90. So, today is a different podcast. So, me and Paurav, both of us out here, are massive fans of women football out here. So, like, I am a huge fan of Barca Femini, and Paurav is a fan of Manchester United Women's. So what we decided is that we didn't knew much about the women's football structure out in India. So like the moment we found out that India has a chance of potentially qualifying to the World Cup, and that India is playing in the AFC Women's Asia Cup, we made a promise to ourselves that we would cover every game that India plays in this competition. So the first game took place between India and Iran was it was in Navi Mumbai, I believe. The game took place in Navi Mumbai in the DY Patel Stadium. So Paula, my first question to you is, what's your initial response about the game?
So before the game, I felt like India were the favorites, and as per the international strengths of the group teams, like I think China is in 19th rank, and Chinese Taipei is in 39th, India 56, and Iran 70 respectively. So seeing these, so I felt like this is a must-win game and the easiest game of the group. Like India is in third position and Iran is the weakest team. So India has played as the superior team. They dominated the match. They created chances, but they were like not at all clinical in front of the goal. Like they missed like many great chances, big chances, sitters also. Like in the 75th minute, their goalkeeper made the great save, I think. So
Hmm.
India were a bit unlucky, and seeing this, we have to ensure World Cup qualification or to get at least a confederation interconfederation playoff. So we have to get through the quarter final, and to get through quarter final, we have to get at least third of the group. So this was a must-win game. So a bit unlucky, and so I believe the next game of against Chinese Taipei will be a decider.
Absolutely. We were talking about like India were really unlucky in front of the goal, and like the game ended a draw 0-0. Like we thought this was a must-win game because Iran is playing their first ever Asian Cup match. So like we were the dominating side, but you talk about the 75th minute save by Zore. I believe like he's shown her experience in that moment, which I believe India lacked throughout the attack, because I believe the injury to Bala Devi, she had an ACL. She's undoubtedly our best player in the team. Like Bala Devi is our best player in the team. She used to play for Glasgow Rangers, and her miss is an important aspect. I believe that India uh, couldn't capitalize actually, because we bought in some players. We tried. I won't say that India didn't try. Like we started uh, with a front three of Manisha and Sandy, but I personally think Dangme should have started the game, because Sandy was, in my opinion, was a little shaky, and we bought in Renu in the late minutes, but we couldn't find that final pass. We were lacking that final pass, and though we created so many chances, so many balls got to the woodwork, and but we couldn't finish. We couldn't find that end result, because at the end of the day, no one sees how much possession we possess, how much passes we play, how many chances we create. Football is a game of goals, and Iran defended valiantly. And there, I believe the right center back, Aideli, I believe, was terrific throughout the game. And their forward, I must say, their forward Zandi, I didn't knew about her. I found out that she's a 17-year-old kid, and she's a fantastic young talent, man. The way she runs, and she was all over the place. She was keeping the likes of Ashalata Devi, who's our captain. Ashalata Devi is one of the most experienced
Mm.
defenders, not only of India but from Asia as well. Like he was keeping her in her toes. Like shows like kind of talent Zandi is, and I hope, like, keeping my India biases aside, I hope that she I believe she has she grew out to be a very promising player for Iran. So what do you think, Gaurav?
I felt that we missed like Baladevi, like she's like one of the most prolific striker. Like he plays for Rangers, like which is a instead of like great achievement. So we missed her
Hmm.
up front, like so it was maybe a deciding factor. Like we couldn't be more clinical in front of the goal, and like and India basically I was seeing that left flank was more dominant, like the left backs, our left back and left winger
Hmm.
like Monisha Kalyan was making good runs, like our left wing was dominant, but they were like making runs and giving up crosses, but maybe made some great chances, but our strikers couldn't finish them off. That was a problem.
Yeah, here's the thing. Manisha Kulnan reminded me of Dembele, to be very honest, because he was creating so many chances. He was so pacey out there. He was creating that X factor down the wings, but couldn't provide us with the final ball. And for me, it was a little frustrating to see. To be very honest, it was pretty frustrating to see Mighty so long, because we could see that Mighty was struggling. I remember it was in the early stages of the second half. Like he should have pass squared the ball. I mean, he should have squared the ball. He looked a bit I mean, I'm sorry, call came back. Like, uh, I saw Mighty should have been subbed, because I in the early stages of the second half, I personally saw him. He took the ball. It was 1v1 against the keeper. A square ball could potentially find the open net. But he looked at it. He took an extra touch, which made the Iranian defender go out and tackle. So that decision making should have been better in some places, and that's quite natural, because these players haven't played a lot of football in the recent past. And like I was talking with Arunava Chaudhary sir the other day, and he told me for the last 2 years there haven't been any women's football league happening in India. So it's difficult, it's the difficult circumstances for players as well to come in with 6 months or 7 months of preparations in this bio bubble. I mean, probably we are wanting too much of the players out there. What do you think? Like we are expecting too much of these players.
Hmm.
Could
Yes,
that be a
absolutely.
reason?
Like there is no like women's football league structure in India at all. Like most of our players like play in some Asian foreign teams, like in Indonesia, or like some teams like also one we know that Baladevi plays in Scotland, and most of the in India like they play for some like local clubs, professional clubs, which aren't like any big clubs. Like we haven't seen like our big ISL clubs investing in women football much. Like they don't have any women's team, professional women's team. Like they may have some women's academy, but they do not have any
Hmm.
professional women's team which play in women's league. So this, so in the long term, we see we if like in this AFC Cup as a home team we got automatic qualification, and as
Hmm.
it stands we have now, if we can some win 1 or 2 matches we have a fair chance of qualifying to the World Cup, but it's largely off because we got automatic qualification in AFC Cup. But in the long term,
Hmm.
if we want to cement our place as a World Cup team internationally, we have to develop like women a proper women football league structure in India. This is the must.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Poro, what you were talking about. Like what you have said, there is not such a like there is not a proper league structure happening in India, and for the past 2 months, past 2 years, there haven't been any women's league happening as well. So like that's a major problem. Like I knew, and like I was talking to out there, and found out, our goalkeeper Aditi Chauhan used to play for the West Ham ladies. West Ham is one of the big clubs in
Mhm.
Europe, not only in England but in Europe as well. So like many popular players play from West Ham. So like yeah, I mean we do have that talent, but and but like not nurturing that talent, of course, keeps that doesn't help, to be very honest. But
So yeah,
talking about the game, we're talking.
no, no, yes, I want to ask you that what, like, if we can talk about this in another video, like we can make what should be the roadmap for women's Indian football. We have made previously for the in general Indian football, but at the moment our focus is the like that this tournament. Like, what should be like
Hmm.
what seeing today's match, what should Team India change in the next match against Chinese Taipei, which is a must-win match? Like, we don't need like proper, like we don't need to see it at very long term right now. Like, we right now at the need of the hour is to win one or two matches or get one or two results so that we can get that historic qualification of World Cup. So, what is the need now? What is the change needed?
You know, coming on to the game, I was absolutely, you were absolutely right. I was coming into the game of what India did wrong, which I feel. Okay, I am like Thomas Delay, like he's a fantastic coach, but for me, what I saw, there was too many balls down the wings. What happens, if you do play in the wings, the Iranian players are more physically advanced than we are. It's the same in men's, the same in women's. They are physically much stronger than we are. We might be very better, at least skillful, but they showed their physicality, and they aren't out there. There are many players who are big, but who are shy to show their physicality out there. But I saw that the Iranian girls out there, ladies out there, they isn't afraid to show their physicality. They were tackling hard. They were no. I remember there was this counter, and they like tackled out there. That was a tactical foul. They were making those tactical fouls. They were taking those half 50-50 chances. We saw a couple of very very good defending last ditch tackles, what you call it in football, in their penalties. So they were taking that risk. And if you come across a team like India, who are better than you, uh, like for Iran as well, if you think of Iran's perspective, this was a game that Iran need to get a point. They had to salvage a point out of this game. So, I mean, kudos to them. But I think for Indian football, I believe there were too many balls out to the wings. I personally don't understand why the 11 number kid, I don't remember her name. What's her name? Dagme. No,
No, Doug,
I can't remember.
substitute. She
Yeah,
missed, like she took a wonderful shot in the 75th minute. And their goalkeeper made a terrific save. Like, and like
yeah,
this
yeah.
was the turning point.
Hmm. you know
Yes.
for me was like in the first half especially, they were everything was going through to Kalyan, Manisha Kalyan. Okay, that everything everything that happens happening for India was going through Manisha Kalyan. So like you could potentially understand what was India trying to do. So, and with the second half, with the introduction of Dagme, I believe the dynamics changed a bit because there were balls aimed at Dagme as well, who is very good as well. For me, I do want to see them starting together because, like, both are goal scoring threats, both can cause the team some trouble. And we need that poacher, man. No, there's no shine saying that we need that poacher. We need that players out in the box to finish those tap-ins because we are gonna create the chances. I know with Dagme out on the right and Manisha at the left, we are gonna create those chances. But we need those players who can finish 1v1s, who can take those shots, who isn't shy of taking those shots. Because what I mean, then again, you talk about like yesterday I was watching this El Clasico game between Barca Femina and Real Madrid. Real Madrid is a very bad team in Spanish First Division. They are relegation threatened team, and the likes of Barcelona, which is the best team in women's football at this point, and by far better team in women's football at this point. It like they were defending out in numbers, and it took Barcelona around 90 minutes to break them down. Okay. So then again, it's very difficult. I won't blame our ladies or the coach in a way. You know what? we deserve to win this game. We sure would have got 3 points, something like that. Because we tried. It's not that we didn't try. The ladies gave their all. Everyone like played with their hearts on the pitch. But
Yes.
then again, it's always difficult against a team that's playing uh, in a low block, right? So
Hmm.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Yes,
talk about
exactly.
we're gonna.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Like our defense look composed today, great, but I feel like this team is more comfortable on counter attack. Like we have seen that our team scored a goal second, scored a goal second Brazil, irrespective of the result
Hmm,
of the match. Like it was a great
hmm,
achievement, like scoring a goal against Brazil, and the goal was of counter using counter attack. So our and but in this match, the Iran played too conservatively. Like they played with 24% possession. Like the India was getting too much of the ball, and I felt like Indian team didn't know what to do with the ball like at times. So and
hmm.
they were also not clinical. That was another issue. But in the next match, then the next two teams, the Chinese team is a very superior team, and the Chinese Tavio is on paper a better team than India. So I feel like they will keep more of the ball in China, and Chinese Tavio will keep more of the ball. So I feel like Indian women could have an advantage in the counter in the next two matches. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And just before wrapping up, we hope, we're going to again do a podcast after the next game. But as league stands, I believe, as the point stand, India is 1 point and Iran is on 1 point. I don't see, the game
Hmm.
between Chinese Taipei and Iran is over. Chinese
No,
Taipei and
China.
China is over.
Yes, China decimated Chinese Taipei 4-0.
Okay. So like as things stands, we are on second or third position,
Second
potentially
position.
second position. Yeah, we are on second. Let's hope. Let's hope. I hope so. We come off top again. But
Hmm.
no, in a game of football, you can't say never.
Yes, yes.
So like
I,
yeah, we will do another podcast next after next game. So like
next game is
before we
on
end up,
23rd. Next game is on
yeah,
23rd.
hmm,
So we will be
right.
live.
Exactly. So before we wrap up, you know what? I just want to ask you who was the standout player for you in this game? If you want to name one lady out
So
there.
as you said, the first up Monisha Kolyan, like every like he was making
Hmm.
great runs to the left wing. Like he was keep dominating their left side. Like first up Monisha
Bullying,
Kolyan
absolutely
and
bullying.
ruling like
Bully
and the
karta
second
tha,
lap the
like.
introduction of Dang Mei was pretty effective. So Dang Mei was also a super sub like type. It said that she couldn't finish off that chance 75 minutes, like it was like the turning point. So like I have hope for the next match. Like next match will be a decider and will be a historic match if India wins. So let's hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And for me as well, I'm a big, massive fan of Dalima Chiba. You know, I'm a big fan of Dalima Chiba. Dalima, if you're watching this video, I'm please fan by the way, hi. Other than that, I would say, Dagmay, I believe, the best player in the game. I believe in the second half, Manisha wasn't that, he wasn't involved that much. But team was trying to get him the ball, but he wasn't getting up the ball too much because Iran predicted that everything good was going through her. So yeah, that was the thing. So yeah, we hope to see you again on 23rd. So till then, ciao, bye.